This is Richard Grebnick, a man who enjoys music so much that he has dedicated his YouTube channel to it. Sometimes he sings a cover of a popular song, and in other cases, he showcases his own original music. But all that would change on August 12th, 2017. Richard is standing in his sunroom. It's late into the night and he calls his friend Mike. In his backyard is a strange figure.
Hey, Mickey G.
Hey, Mike, I need you.
I can hardly hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
A little bit. Yeah.
Alright, you're not gonna believe this. I got it on video now. People think I'm nuts. It's on video. It's playing right now. I put the iPad in the window, and now this thing's coming up to the steps in my backyard, Mike.
What's coming up?
It's like a weird, demonic-looking thing, and it's like a human, and it's all scratched down. And this is the second time this happened this week. And as I'm talking to you, this is all on recorded, and it doesn't see me. I'm in that, that sunroom.
Huh?
All right, I've been putting the iPad out. It's around, and it happened. Weird things been happening around this time at night.
Can I record it?
You're on record. Everything's recording now. I can see the thing. It's like looking around weird.
The figure, which Richard refers to as an evil entity, continues to stumble around the backyard. Richard grows more and more afraid the longer he stares at the creature. Mike insists Richard call the police, but Richard is certain that what he is seeing is not human, and this is not the first time it has come around his home.
Just pray. This is really freaking me out because 3 nights ago I'm laying on the couch. I heard something open the door and walk through the sunroom as I'm laying on the couch. Then as I woke up, it was like gone. It was like it shot back through real quick. And I know I heard the door. Then 2 nights ago, I was seeing this thing.
The figure returns, causing Richard to grow terrified once again. He asks Mike to pray for him, to which Mike obliges.
Lord, you've been speaking to him in visions and dreams concerning
Oh, geez.
his work and different things, and the enemy is being attacked by you, Lord. And he's all worked up, and God, I just come against this. I bind these things right now, these evil spirits that are just harassing Rick and just coming into his yard. I just bind those things right now. I command them to cease and be still, be gone. I pray that you give Rick peace right now. I come against all fear. I bind that in Jesus' name. I pray, Father, that you just give him peace and comfort, Lord, that he knows that Lord, you are watching over, Lord. You are his rear guard, and nothing's going to call me. When you lay down at night, no sudden terror will come upon you.
Oh my God, there it is, Mike. It came back. Oh my gosh.
I command you to go in Jesus' name.
This thing is looking weird. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
As the prayer comes to an end, the creature backs away into the darkness of the woods. The video comes to an end. Following this upload, Richard would post one more time on his account before seemingly disappearing. Speculators have said that Richard was so embarrassed by the encounter that he left the channel behind, while some believe something really bad happened to him. Adventures with Rich is a relatively unknown channel. Rich describes his videos as a mix of true crime, history, and the paranormal. His uploads consist mainly of him, and sometimes a guest, exploring various landmark haunts. Things would take a turn, however, on August 11th, 2024. Rich has found himself in the woods once again, but this time he is following various points on Randonautica. For those unfamiliar, Randonautica is an app where users post coordinates that lead to an object or event. Rich is currently investigating coordinates left by someone who he refers to as his stalker. He explains that this person has left him coordinates before, one which led him to a doll head, and another which led him to a strange triangular necklace and Scrabble letters that spelled out the name Pam. Believing all these points to be connected, Rich follows the coordinates into the woods once again.
It's another piece of that book I keep finding. Put it right there so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Support a government designed and run for all the people. There's stuff that's circled. It says, evil men organized governmental deaths. Governments are failing cooperating. I just flipped it over. And I got that.
After returning to his car, Rich begins to grow paranoid, believing the page to be a part of a larger conspiracy. Despite this, he decides to run another point. This one takes him back into the woods, only this time the sun has set. Using the flashlight to guide his way, Rich stumbles upon a small container full of Scrabble letters.
I'm going to take him back to the car and see if I can spell out what it wants me to spell out. That's what I got.
After some time, Rich is able to spell out the phrase, "I see you." Anxious to find out who he's interacting with, Rich follows a final point deep into the woods. In the glow of his flashlight, he sees another piece of paper with creepy writing on it.
The way to happiness does not include the fear of being found out. You did this to yourself. Now we see everything. And now you must find Pam. She was a hiker that we found. The clues will lead you to her.
After finding this, Rich returns to his car, exhausted from his investigation. In his follow-up, Rich has decided to return to the woods for more answers. With the first point leading him to nothing, Rich starts to feel defeated. He decides to run one more point before calling it a night. This is where things become much more sinister.
What is that? That's a wallet. Oh, there's stuff in here. Trying not to show a lot in case there's an ID. A Visa. What's the name? Oh my god. Oh my god. Found a wallet. I'm taking it because I'm going to the cops. I've been doing this for a little while now, and the name Pam keeps coming up. It came up a few times. Once in Scrabble letters, and another time on a piece of paper from a book. The name Pam came up. The name I just found on that card was Pam.
When Rich finally makes it back to his car, he comes across something horrifying. Rich's stalker, or whoever is leaving him the points, has left him the message, "Go home," assembled with their signature Scrabble letters. Rich quickly leaves the woods, bringing the wallet to the local police station. After talking to the police, they inform Rich of multiple reports of suspicious behavior in that area of the woods, mostly kids doing mischievous things. This could mean that someone is simply messing with Rich, or he might in fact be aiding in the investigation of a missing persons case. The game of cat and mouse is still occurring on Rich's channel. In the most recent update, he received a letter with the following message: "The cops won't find her, but you might. Don't call them again." At the bottom is the same mysterious triangle symbol that Rich has seen again and again. If you enjoyed the video so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button as we post content every single week. The Pacific Crest Trail is a 2,650-mile hiking trail that extends from Mexico to Canada. The trail, abbreviated as PCT, is a bucket list trip for adventurers and thrill seekers alike. One of these is Noelle, a young woman who is documenting her PCT journey on her TikTok page. At first, things go relatively smooth for Noelle, but on day 21, she wakes up feeling unwell.
The update is that the nausea meds did not work. I just threw up a bunch more times. And I'm 15 miles from Big Bear, but my health insurance expired yesterday. So, now I can go to the fucking doctor. I really hope it's just my body adjusting, and maybe I just ate something that didn't sit well with me or ate too fast because I was hungry, and not like a water problem or a parasite or something, because that would be terrible.
In the follow-up, the weight of the situation starts to catch up to Noelle. She is sick, alone, and in utter isolation, far away from a hospital or anyone who might be able to help her. The next morning, Noelle is feeling well enough to continue making her way down the trail. She explains that she didn't sleep well last night and that she is just over 15 miles away from the nearest town. It's very clear from Noelle's pale complexion that she is fighting off some sort of virus. Her voice is also hoarse and exhausted. Not too much further, Noelle begins to feel like she is going to pass out.
I don't know what to do because I'm really scared I'm gonna pass out, but I see a road below me that I've been able to hear for a while, and I'm thinking about going to the road, but I also don't want to get off the trail in case I pass out because I don't want them to find me. I really don't feel good. And I've been alone for a long time.
With tears rolling down her face, Noelle expresses fear that, should she pass out, someone might find her. The desperation in her voice is evident as she tries to think of a solution. Following this upload, Noelle posted the following message. She explains that her only option is to hitchhike. She makes her way down the dirt path towards Highway 38, where she flags down a black truck. She takes a photo of the license plate and uses her satellite Garmin to send it to her parents. The driver steps out and introduces himself as Kenny, the trail angel. The two quickly hop in the truck and Noelle is taken from her dire situation. Noelle is still posting about her PCT journey, seemingly unaffected by the what-ifs of her situation. It's scary to think of the alternative outcome should Kenny never have found her. Stealth camping is the act of camping in a location that is not typically used for camping. YouTube user The Abandoned Camper is no stranger to this practice. On July 14, 2022, the channel's owner, Kristen, decided to stealth camp in a cemetery alone. Things go relatively normal at first. Kristen begins clearing out a spot for herself before exploring the nearby cemetery a bit further. As the sun goes down, she makes the grim discovery that she is not alone.
So if you can't tell, It's pretty dark here right now, but there are kids here, like young kids in the cemetery. And I'm wondering how active this place actually is. Do people come here at night and kind of party in the forest or something? I think I'll finish my exploring tomorrow morning, and because there seems to be still a lot of stuff here. See? I think they know I'm here.
As Kristen makes her way back to her camp, she becomes disturbed as she can see the kids watching her from afar. She expresses concern that she does not want the kids to see where she is going. Once the kids have seemingly moved on, she makes her detour into the woods. Here, she starts a fire and begins cooking her dinner when things take a turn.
I just had to put out the fire because there are people walking around back here. They don't have headlamps on, but like I said in my last video, I do not like being around people in the middle of a forest, especially when it's dark out. So I might pack up and get out of here.
As the voices continue, Kristen decides to leave and move her site to a nearby friend's house. She thankfully makes it out of the cemetery alive and well, but the questions remain. What did the people want with her? Or what would have happened if she decided to stay there the entire night? Fortunately, we will never find out. Annelise Michel was born in 1952. She grew up as a Roman Catholic, and most of her peers described her as withdrawn and very religious. When she turned 16, her life would take an unfortunate turn. Annelise began experiencing convulsions. Doctors at the time prescribed her anti-convulsion medication as well as others. Despite their attempts, her condition only got worse. Annelise said that she could see devilish faces throughout the day. These hallucinations weren't just visual, however, as she could also hear things while she was praying. At some point, she developed a sort of phobia towards religious items, as she would often growl when exposed to a crucifix. More pressing was the fact that she would stop eating and drinking almost entirely. Desperate to figure out how to help her, Annelise's family sought out the help of priest Father Ernst Alt. Ernst came to the conclusion that Annelise was suffering from demonic possession, and her convulsions and seizures were a result of this. Annelise would continue to act out, showing signs of physical aggression. She would injure herself and, in some cases, even drank her own urine and ate insects. Eager to get the demon out of her, Annelise would undergo 67 total exorcisms before her early death. During this time, the following audio clips were recorded. I have to warn you, they are very disturbing.
Noch mehr. Nein. Noch mehr. Noch mehr.
Das Ehepaar muss Gehorsam geleistet. Wir gehen anfangen. Sie müssen wieder auf der Kanzel predigen, dass es mich gibt. Und das Volk nicht entführen. Oh. Ja! Okay, das muss im Volk bewusst gemacht werden. Oh, die Sonne.
Des Sohnes und des Heiligen Geistes. Amen.
heidnische Bischöfe sind Ketzer. Heretiker. So? Der Schlammzähne bald.
Nein, noch nicht.
Oh,
Alles
sieht
sagen.
aus wie verflucht.
Alles sagen. Im Namen Jesu und im Namen Maria
Wir sind Papst und räudig. Keine Dauer.
befehle ich dir, unreiner Geist, alles zu sagen und sagen, im Namen Jesu und im Namen Maria. Im Namen der Heiligen Dreifaltigkeit, im Namen des Vaters, des Sohnes und des Heiligen Geistes. Amen. Du musst alles sagen, was du mir zu sagen hast. Im Namen des Vaters und des Sohnes und des Heiligen Geistes. Amen. Die Mutter Gottes wird dich dazu zwingen. Im Namen Jesu und im Namen Maria. Im Namen des Vaters und des Sohnes und des Heiligen Geistes. Amen.
Annelise would pass away on July 1st, 1967. Finally, she would achieve peace. The autopsy report stated the death to be a result of malnutrition and dehydration. Prosecution of Annelise's parents, as well as the priests involved in her exorcism, would take place, as investigators stated that her early death could have been prevented. Regardless, I think what makes this case so chilling is the fact that whether or not you believe in demons or demonic possession, Annelise died in a very horrible way. The pain and her suffering comes through in her voice. I hope for her sake that she is resting easy.